Hello everyone and welcome back to Days Out, and today we've come to one of Scotland's smaller heritage railways, the Kingdom of Fife, here in Leven. So, let's go take a look around.
The railway is situated on the Fife coast, to the east of Glenrothes in the former Kirkland Yard. The first railway in Fife was the Edinburgh and Northern, from Burnt Island to Cooper in 1846. Next was the St Andrews from Lucas to St Andrews in 1852, followed by the Leven in 1854 from Thornton to Leven. Next came the East Fife from Leven to Kilconquhar in 1857. To simplify matters, the Leven and East Fife was created in 1861, opening an extension to Anstruther in 1863. The final two sections to open were from Cooper to Lucas in 1878 by the Edinburgh and Northern, and the Anstruther and St Andrews between the two towns in 1887. Eventually, all the lines in Fife passed to the North British. Centred on Thornton Junction and Ladybank, the railways also served Francis Colliery at Dysart and the Wemyss private system. There was even a super pit dug at Rothes in 1957, but this only lasted until 1969. The first 4 stations in Fife to close went on the 22nd of September 1930 between Anstruther and St Andrews. The bulk of the line went on the 6th of September 1965, leaving only a stub from Thornton Junction to Leven, soldiering on until 1969. However, this section was revived in 2024. The Lochty Private Railway was set up in 1967, being the home of A4 number 60009 Union of South Africa. Run by the Fife Railway Preservation Group and supported by the Thornton Railway Club, it closed in 1992. The last items of stock left Lochty in 1994, being stored at Meth Hill Power Station. However, in 2001, a new location was found on a 21-acre site at Leven. Stock arrived in 2003, and since then, a half-mile running line has been laid, along with sidings and an engine shed. Future plans include setting up a museum dedicated to the railways in Fife, providing more steam traction, and extending 5 miles using track donated by Network Rail from Meth Hill Power Station. On shed is number 3, and Andrew Barclay from 1937. Working for the British Aluminium Company in Burnt Island, she was withdrawn in 1971 and is on loan from the Scottish Railway Preservation Society. Inside the shed were 2 more Andrew Barclays. Number 10, 4th from 1926, which worked at Grantham Power Station until 1973, and number 21 from 1951, which worked at Francis Colliery until 1983. River Eden was outshopped by the North British Locomotive Company in 1955 for RAF Lucas. For a while, she was the railway's sole working locomotive and is now used as its main shunter. Number 4, North British, is a Ruston Hornsby 88 DS from 1955. Working at the North British Distillery in Edinburgh, she is used on permanent way duties. Garvey Flyer is another Ruston Hornsby, outshopped in 1960 for Scottish Power. Working at Meth Hill Power Station, her restoration was achieved using parts from sister Largo Law. At the back of the yard was a lineup of wagons, including an L&ER ballast sleeper, a bitumen tanker, and an LMS parcels van. At the end of the formation is NCB number 10, another North British product from 1957. She worked at several collieries until withdrawal in 1974. Also in the yard was this grain wagon, one of 2 on the railway. Grain is a key ingredient in whisky, and both wagons came from Hurst Nelson for the LMS and later owned by Scottish Grain Distilleries. Services on this day were headed by number 7, a Ruston Hornsby 165DS from 1952. The 165DS is a larger version of number 4, with number 7 spending her working life in the dockyards at Rosyth. Passengers are carried in a Norwegian coach from 1914. Acquired by the SRPS, it moved to Bowness in 1983 for use as a store before coming to Leven in 2015. As the coach is not vacuum fitted, braking is provided by a 1957 Shark brake van, number 993875.
So that concludes this episode of Days Out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Now this has been one of our shorter videos, but next episode we've got 2 attractions for you. The Scottish Vintage Bus Museum and the Lochty Railway Museum. So I hope you guys can join me for that one, and I'll see you all on the next Days Out. Bye for now.